Good morning, everybody. Before we start our class today, I want to go over what we're going to be discussing and what I'm going to ask you to do. Now, we're going to be fishing. The official term is called angling. This is just one type of pole that you use. This is one of our school poles, and it is a closed reel spin cast. This is a spin cast, and the reason it's called a spin cast is because all you do is once you release it, you just spin it back in. And there's a difference between an open reel and a closed reel. This is a closed reel. An open reel is one where you go in, you pull it back, and then you have to release it in a different manner. The different parts of the pole: you've got your grip, you've got your reel, you've got your shaft. Right here you have these are called eyelets. Then you have your tip of your pole. The tip of your pole should be bendable. All right, because when you get a fish, it's going to do this, and you want to make sure that it works. Ideally, you want to make sure your eyelets are all in the same line. You'll notice on our school pole, because it's been taken apart and put together, you have one eyelet here, and then they twist. So you want to always make sure that your eyelets are in line. That makes a big difference. And this pole is 3 pieces, so you want to make sure when you work with it that it's all in line where it needs to be. Other parts of the pole that you need to know: if you need to change out your reel, I'm going to take this off for a minute, because you can change out these reels. You just unscrew this, and this is an activity we usually do in class, is I give you the rod and the reel and you have to put them together. But this just unscrews, and then you can actually unseat your reel. So if you need to change it out, you've got that. You're going to put it back in, then you want to secure it down, make sure that it's nice and tight so that you have everything where it needs to go. The other key components when you want to fish is that you need a line. This is called a monofilament line. There's different types of line that you can get, and I'll get a better picture when we get in class. I have got a roll that you can see. So you've got your line, and then you have your tackle. Some of your tackle includes a bobber. We're looking to make sure I don't get hit because I'm in the middle of the street. You've got different types of bobbers. Now when you put a bobber on, a lot of people will just put it on like this. There's a little hook on top. Right here, you can see this little hook. I don't know if you can see it. That's what you hook the line to, all right there. Oh, thank you. My assistant David is helping me. You hook it right there, and so it closes on and it stays. But if all I do is hook it there, it can move up and down the line. So you always want to push it all the way down, and then make sure that you hook it underneath the bottom one. That way it's not going to move. So this is your bobber. This sits on top, and it will move around in the water as the water moves. But when a fish comes to nibble, or strike as we call it, the bobber will make a distinct move down or to the side. The next piece of tackle is a weight. You may need weights. These are just basic weights that you can pinch on. You add them. You don't necessarily always need to have a weight. It depends on what type of fishing you're doing. If you're using a crankbait, you aren't going to need a weight. If you're going to use a jig, you don't need a weight. Other types, you'll see weights be used on that. Then, I don't care, don't stop it, it's okay. Then you have your attachment here so that you can hook, so that you can put your terminal tackle. This is a lead, what we call a lead. And we're going to talk today about how to tie the knots. You're going to be doing a cinch knot and a polymer knot, are the 2 knots we're going to work on today. So you've got your leads, and then you have the end, which is a piece of terminal tackle. Whoa. This is a terminal tackle, and if I remember correctly, and I'm sure some of you will correct me if I'm not right, this is a crankbait. It's a lure. You have other types of bait that you might use when you are fishing, such as minnows and natural habitat or lures. You have crankbait, you have spin bait, you have jigs. You have all that different type of bait. All right, now, what I want to show you, we're going to do a little game. Get the right pole here. What we're going to do so you can practice. Now, if you were here, we would do this. We're going to talk about how far away you need to stand when you are going to fish. You see how long this pole is? You shouldn't have your person next to you right there. You want to make sure David, you can watch it. You want to make sure that you are far enough away so that when you bring the pole back, you're not going to hit somebody. Now you'll notice on this pole, I've kind of put on a little weight because and you can add anything. This is just a socket, and hopefully it's an old socket so the husband won't be upset. But what we're going to do is we're going to practice casting. When you go to cast on a spin reel, you got this button right here. You want to grab it with your non-dominant hand, because you always cast with your non-dominant hand unless you're odd like me, and you're going to press that button down. That helps to get the action of releasing the line started. If I release that button early, there goes my line. So the key when you are casting is you hold on to that button till you're ready to release the line. Does that make sense? I hope so. The motion, there's two types of motions you can use. You can bring it straight back, and then you're going to come forward, and as you come to about 12 o'clock, you're going to want to start to release that button. So I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to come forward here. It's done. It's okay. And then I'm going to reel it back in. All right, I got to reel it in pretty quick so that we are here. Oh, here we go. So, one cast is that you come back and you bring it forward, and as you bring it forward, you release this button and the line will fall. The other way is I can come to the side, and then I'm going to bring it forward and kind of snap my wrist and release the line. It's that simple. So, for this little task, we've got this little backyard bass class out here to practice your casting without putting it in the water and losing your hook. We're going to bring it back, and we're just going to toss it out, and then wherever it is, you're going to reel it in. To reel it in, you keep hold with your finger on your grip, and you bring it in, and as you reel it in, you're trying to line it up with one of these cute little fish. And if I do it right, it should come in like that, and then look, I caught a fish! How about that? Look at my fish! I caught me a fish! Woohoo! And that's how simple it is. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes.